What's going on, y'all? We're going to get started in a second. I'm going to send this link out. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, what's going on, y'all? So we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So I'm liking how oil's looking. So we could possibly jump into this. It already kind of started the move, so we're going to see if it's going to retrace. Because it did a nice retest right here, then it dropped. So we could potentially jump in on this. I do like how it's looking right now. So we're going to see if that retests a little bit, retraces a little bit, because we do got a nice wall right here. But we could possibly jump in on this. Yeah, I kind of like how this is looking. It's going to be a little late entry, though. Yeah, so I might write this up because I do like how this is looking. I'm going to let that retrace some more, though. So we're going to look at some other pairs while that's doing what it's doing. What else was I looking at? Let's look at the indices really quick. So the indices are doing a nice little drop right now. So I like how jerk 30 is looking. So depending on how jerk 30 reacts to this level here, we might go for another sell entry. So we're going to wait to see what the next 15 looks like, and we might go for a sell entry off that. Whoops. This. There we go. Same thing with NAS. As we know, everything is bearish as of now. Had a nice drop, did a nice little retracement. NAS is at this 4-hour level right here, at this nice wall right here. So we could possibly look for a sell setup. I like where it's at right now. So we're going to see how this candlestick closes. But I do like how these are looking right now. So if it can close underneath this level, we might go for a sell setup on this. We want to see if it closes underneath there because it could try to fill up this imbalance, and we might have to look for a sell up there. But this is a strong support resistance level, and so far it is rejecting it. So we're going to see if we can catch a sell right here. or if it's going to come further up and come to this level of price right here. So that's what we're going to be watching for on Jerk 30. As we can see, it's rejecting this level currently. So we're just going to let this 15-minute candlestick do its thing. And then we'll go from there. Same thing with oil. It's doing a retest of this wall. So if it can respect this as resistance level, we might jump into this. So I want to get this written up as well, because it is looking nice and bearish. Looking at gold, we're going to leave gold alone for now. We took a nice buy on this in yesterday's stream, but for now, we're just going to leave it alone. Just going to let those do their thing for now. They're not really any good entries. So I'll just go down the list. There are a few pairs I was liking, but we're about to go down this whole list and see what everything's doing. So Euro USD is on this 4-hour level. So I'm going to keep an eye on this as well. We're going to see how it reacts to this level here on the next 15. Euro JPY. I can see a potential sell right here maybe. So we're going to see, it's underneath this wall right here, which is a nice sign. So we're going to see if it can stay underneath this wall. And if it can, then we'll possibly look for a sell. Because after the news, price did a huge drop and then remain, going bearish for the rest of the day. So we're going to see if it can continue that bearish momentum. And if so, we're going to jump in on this. So probably put the stop loss like right here. Yeah, so we're going to see how this 15-minute candlestick goes. Because we got a nice wall of price right here. So we're going to see if it can stay underneath this level. And if it can, we're going to go for a sell off that. Yeah, it's rejecting that. That's looking nice. Yeah, so we're going to see if it's going to continue to drop before we get excited and jump into anything. But it does look like the USD pairs are preparing for just that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but the indices are looking like they're dropping right now. We're going to look at the other JPY pairs too in just a second. Okay, that looked like it just dropped after the retest. Yeah, so that's a good sign right there. So I do like how this is looking right here. Did a retest and now it's dropping. Yeah, so we might be jumping into these JPY pairs. What else was I looking at? Yeah, so we might be jumping into these JPY pairs. Let's see what the other ones are looking like. Yeah, AJ is dropping as well. Yeah, so we might be jumping into some of these. AJ's on this daily level, so we're going to see if we can break through this. Yeah, we might be jumping into some of these. the JPY pairs are dropping right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna write this up because I do like how this is looking. Here in New Zealand, those that was in a Zoom call last night ended up doing exactly what I was talking about. Ended up doing the move. So I wrote the schedule down. We're gonna start. We might start tomorrow, if not next week. But I did write the schedule down, like I was talking about in the Zoom call last night. So we are going to start. I am going to start calling out trades for the members outside of London and New York session if I do see the setups. So do be on the lookout for that. But I was talking about this last night in the Zoom call, in the Zoom meeting, as well as some other stuff. And that recording is going to get dropped after this stream here. But Euro AED, we're still going to leave that alone. Still trying to do his thing. Euro CAD, we caught a nice move on AED CAD yesterday. And as of now, it is bullish, but it is looking like the downtrend could potentially begin. We do see a huge amount of rejection, which is going down, and it is currently underneath the daily level. So we're going to see how it reacts to this wall right here. And if it can break underneath this wall, then we might look for a sell setup because we caught a nice move on AED CAD yesterday. Caught this move down yesterday, and the indices look like they're still continuing to drop. Yeah, so they can stay underneath these levels the next 15, then we're going to jump in on these because the indices look like they're just dropping, which is nice for us. So yeah, we might jump in on these the next candle. That is a big rip though, not going to lie. Let's see what oil's up to. Oil's rejecting. So yeah, I like how a few of these are looking. So I'm like how the JPY pairs are looking. And I like how the indices are looking. Yeah, so we might be jumping into these soon. So I'm about to write all these up right now. We got 4 minutes to the next 15. I can wait 4 minutes, but I do like how these are looking right here. So I'm about to write these up. So if I'm quiet, that's what I'm doing. I'm just writing all these plays up. But before I do that, let me go ahead and post this disclaimer out. Yeah, but I like how these are looking right here. So SL for this, I'm looking at. Yeah, I like how this is looking. Looks like it's trying to do the move right now. I'm looking at 140. We can say 140.85. So about an 85 pip stop loss right there. Yeah, but I like how this is looking. So yeah, I like how this is looking. Looks like it's trying to do the move. So I actually scratched that. I'm entering this right now. It might retrace the next candlestick, but I'd rather deal with a slight retracement than miss out on some pips because it looks like these pairs are trying to rip hard. Yeah, so we're going to jump in on this right here. So I'm going to put the TPs in the chat. But if it's your first time on the stream, make sure to click that first link in the description, join the free Telegram, and read the disclaimer. It's the same disclaimer I post every day, but if it's your first time on the stream, make sure to read that because we'll kind of explain exactly how the strategy works and how the TPs work. And of course, if you don't see what I see, you don't have to enter, but I'm personally going to be entering this. So I do like how this is looking. Yeah, I like how this is looking right here. So we're going to see if we can break these levels. All right, so let's go back to the indices and oil. So oil shot up. So I wonder what gold's up to. Oil shot up. Gold's retracing down some. All right. Yeah, so we can stay underneath here. We're going to see what the next 15 is looking like. And if we can respect and stay underneath this level, then we're going to go for another sell setup on this. Because as we know on the daily time frame, things are looking overall bearish. Whoops. Things are looking overall bearish. So I might enter some sells potentially. All right, the new 15 did just start. Yeah, I kind of like how these are looking though. They're doing a slight retracement, so it's Euro JPY, which is normal. But yeah, we're gonna let that thing run and do its thing. So let me look at some of the other pairs that I was looking at. I was looking at some other pairs. All right, so they're doing a retracement. Service is doing a retracement, which was to be expected. All right, so we're gonna look at I think I was looking at New Zealand CAD as well. This is looking tempting. Let me see what the other Canadian pairs are up to. That one did a huge retracement. All right, so we're about to go down this list and see what else is going on. We already went through this one. So Eurocast is pushing up, is on the daily time frame still. So we're still gonna be chilling on this. We're just gonna be watching and see what this does. So far, it is respecting as a resistance level, but it is attempting to break back above this level. So we're just gonna watch and see what it does, and then go from there. Because it's the middle of the week. Wednesdays we can see some retracements in the market. So we're just gonna be chilling and watching and see what the charts do. But yeah, we're only in one trade right now. We're just gonna let that trade run and do its thing. GJ's back on this daily level. Looks like it's still trying to push down. Let's see what AJ's up to. AJ's still on this daily level. So we're gonna wait for it to break down, but it is trying. So we're gonna let that do its thing still. So the first TP for this, we see the nice retest, which is why we like to wait till the next 15. But like I said, I'd rather do it with a little retracement than miss a huge dump. You know what I'm saying? But that is a good example of why we wait for the next 15. But in this case, it didn't hurt us too bad. This is the first TP though, so we're gonna see if we can break and hit that level. EJ did a nice retracement, but it is going for the dump as we can see now. Oil's doing a retest of this level. It's doing a nice rejection wick. So if it tries to continue to drop, we might jump in on this, but this is at a good entry right now. It is at a good entry right now. US30, it's doing a rejection, so this is looking nice and tempting as well. Not gonna lie. The NAS is still dropping, so yeah, I like how these are looking right here. I'm not gonna lie, I like how these are looking right here. Yes, I'm gonna write these up because I like how US30 and NAS is looking. SPX is kind of following suit. SPX is dropping as well. We have a nice wallet price right here. SPX is looking like it's dropping as well. Yeah, and I like how these are looking. Now, Jurith and ESCX have been moving a little bit differently from the trio the past couple months, but eventually they do follow suit. But the indices, the US30 NAS and SPX are looking like they're moving a lot smoother than than Jurith 30 is. But they are all looking like some potential sell setups. But we're gonna wait a second still. But I do like how this is looking though. I'm not gonna lie. I like how these are looking. Yeah, so we might jump in on these. Yeah, I like how oil's looking too. We're almost at the first TP. Yeah, I like how the indices are looking though. So I'm about to write those up. So I do like how they're looking. AJ's dropping as well. Yeah, we're gonna jump in on these. So I'm about to write call these trades out. See if they do their thing. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I like how that's looking. Now, will it hit every TP? That's one question. I do like how this is looking right here. All right, so I put this in the Telegram as well. So we're gonna let that run and do its thing. I like how NAS and these are moving. So I'm about to post. Give me 1 second. So I'm quiet because I'm typing all this stuff up. So give me 1 second. So SL for NAS, I'm looking at 11,235. Yeah, I like how this is looking right here. It's just doing a retest, but I still see it going down. I like how oil's looking. Yeah, so oil's, I like that formation on oil. I like that formation on oil. Yeah, oil is real tempting. I'm gonna see what this next 5 minute looks like. It almost hit the first TP. So it's struggling to break that wall right there. So we're gonna let this run still. And we're gonna look at some other pairs where that does its thing. Yeah, so this is still chilling underneath this daily level. Yeah, so everything else, I don't really like where it's at right now, so we're just gonna be patiently waiting. This took off already as well. Let's see here. GA, we called this trade earlier. It's still valid. SO hasn't gotten hit. So I wanted to see if it might finish the full move because we caught a decent amount of pips on this, but it hasn't really finished the full move yet. So we're going to see if it finishes the full move. But yeah, that's the only thing we want to enter for now. I do like how oil's looking though. But we're going to show on everything else and just let this run. Yeah, I like how EJ's looking though for potential sell setup. The other JPY pairs I'm gonna wait on because they're on their daily levels and so far they're respecting them. So I'm gonna wait to enter these to see if they can break underneath or if we're gonna see price potentially respect this as a support level and possibly see if we're gonna go for a buy. But EJ is looking like a nice sell sub, and the other JPY pairs, I think it was like NJ or something like that. They already started the nice drop, but everything else they're on support levels. So we're going to wait for them to either break underneath that support level or respect that support level. So we're going to be on hold on everything else. Like we look at CHF, JPY, hit the level. Now it's chilling at the 4-hour level, kind of similar to EJ. AJ, as we see, is on the daily level so far and is respecting. So we're going to wait for it to break underneath, or we're going to wait to see if it's going to bounce off and look for a buy setup. But overall, we want to look for a sell, at least for now, based on what I was doing yesterday and today. And this is why we went for the sell. We're a couple pips off from the first TP. We're like 1 pip off. So we're going to see if we can hit it right now. Yeah, it's trying. Yes, we're going to see if we can hit it. Yeah, the other pairs are trying to drop down as well. So we barely missed it again. So I want to see it get hit before the next 15. That's what I ideally like to see. But it's definitely struggling to break this wall right here. So the indices are retracing right now, which is fine. So we're just going to let them do their thing for now. Yeah, oil is respecting this level. So we're still going to wait. We're going to see what the next 15 looks like. See if it's ready to drop. But it is respected as low as resistance, which is a good sign. Had a nice retest of the daily, broke down. So we're going to wait and see. Wait for it to show us that it's ready to drop before we enter that. All right, there we go. TP1 just got hit. Boom. So we're up about 5 pips right now. All right, bam. So it did retrace a little bit, but we're going to see if it can continue to drop down. So let's go ahead and look at some of the other pairs I was looking at. Simcad. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to drop. Eurocast dropping as well. So we're going to see if we can break underneath this level. We're always going to wait for the next 15 to see how it reacts here. But I do want to look for a sell setup on this. Unless it shows me it wants to continue to pump up. I do want to look for a sell setup mainly until it shows me otherwise. So we're going to be waiting on this. But New Zealand cat is making a nice drop for it. Yeah, so we're going to be waiting on GBPJPY. We're still waiting on the other JPY pairs to see how they react. So far, they are showing that they are attempting to continue to try to push down, but they are respecting those daily levels. Still going to be watching oil and the other indices. Oil's pushing up. Yeah, so GBPJPY is right back at the daily time frame, going for a dump down. NAS is tempting for an entry too, but I might just chill with on GBPJPY for now. All right, oil just turned red on us, so we might jump in on this right here. So I'm typing some stuff up, that's why I'm quiet. So just bear with me a second. I do like that right there. So we're going to see if it can, it's respecting the level. So we're going to see if it can try to break through that. Oh, my bad. Let me catch up on the comments. SPX. So I'm looking at SPX as well. And SPX, for the most part, likes to move with US30 and NAS. So again, you have to look at the charts, but as you can see, they are moving very similarly. So what I like to tell people is, for instance, I don't know why that's there. For instance, let's say the other day let's say I call like a NAS or US30 sell. Go on SPX and see if the candle structure looks similar. In this case, you see they look exactly the same, and it's safe to enter if I call one of those. Now, GBPJPY is a little bit different. GBPJPY and EUSDX are like the duo. So let's say I call a sell on like GBPJPY. Again, look at the candle structure before you enter. But for the most part, like if I call a sell on like US30 on NAS, 8 times out of 10, it's safe to enter or sell SPX and vice versa. But for SPX, it is on this level of support resistance on a smaller time frame, as we can see right here, this purple line. And you can see for the past 45 minutes, it's been respecting this purple line. It's also been underneath here. So right now, I'm just waiting to see if it's going to drop down like the other indices, or it's going to come back up to my ideal entry where we entered and sell and caught like 6,000 pips on Monday. So right now, I'm just watching it, leaving it alone. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at for SPX. So I'm just watching to see what they're doing. The oil is still arranging and stuff, so we're just gonna leave that alone. And we barely missed. We barely missed the second TP. I think we. Let me see if we touched it on my broker. Give me 1 second. And I see the other questions too. I'm about to answer those in a second. Give me 1 second. No, he missed TP2 by like a pip. Yeah, so we're gonna see what that can still do its thing. Let's go back to Eurocad real quick. I'm about to answer the other questions in the comments in a second. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything on the charts. The price is ranging right now, but I do see it overall dropping, especially when volume picks up. We do have news for the USD pairs at 10 o'clock, I believe, and then at 8:30 we have some news for Canada. So do keep that in mind. That's either going to cause a fake out, a big spike in the market, or it's going to help enforce the downtrend. That's literally what the only few options are going to happen. Or, sometimes when red folder news comes out, you don't really see anything, but I think it's the, what do we got today? We got the consumer confidence, then we got the CPI for Canada, so it could cause some spikes in the market today. So do keep that in mind. So how long should we swing? So that's a good question, and it honestly, I can't give you an answer on that. It just depends on the trade. You know what I mean? So it depends on the trade. Like, it depends on where you're trying to target, like where your TP is. It depends on your SL. One thing I always say is, if you're trading or swinging, whatever you're doing, you need to know where you're going. You don't need to just be holding a trade. You need to know where your target is. You need to know where you want to exit a trade, where you want to see price hit minimum, and you want to know where prices you want to see a price at least get hit, and you need to know where your ultimate TP is as well as your SL. So you hold to your SL or TP. You know what I mean? Never pull out of a trade early. Only time you should pull out of a trade early is if you enter to buy when you meant to enter a sell or something like that. You shouldn't just close a trade. Like, I have people hit me up all the time when we're in trades and we're in drawdown for a little bit. And this isn't calling anybody out, but just, it's just what happens. It used to happen. I used to be like that too. People were like, are you still holding this, or should I close this? And it's like, did SLRTP get hit? No. So keep holding. So it's honestly up to you. It's like, some swings are going to take maybe 2-3 days. Others might, take a week. It just depends on where you're targeting, what price you're targeting. So I can't really tell you how long you should be swinging, because it's honestly up to the trade. Some trades take a couple days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was it? US30. This took a couple days. Like, we were in drawdown all morning on New York, and we didn't start hitting TPs until later on before market close. And then we didn't hit the rest of the TPs until after retracement, after market reopened. So this took like, a day or 2 trading days. You know what I mean? So it honestly just depends on the trade that you're taking. And gold, I got you. I'm going to look at gold. As of now, I'm leaving gold alone. Gold is bullish. So I would like to see price retrace back down to here around 1810, 1812 and look for a buy there. But as of now, it is chilling on top of this level of price. So we could potentially look for a buy setup there. But gold as of now is bullish. We entered a buy on live yesterday. We caught like 700 pips. If you kept holding, you could have caught it like 1,000 pips. But I closed at my target, which was 1808. Hit the 1808, I closed. But as you can see here, price is bullish, and it just made a new high yesterday. So what I want to see it do, it did retest this wall right here and then push up. I want to see if it'll come down some more and then look for a buy setup going up to 1825, 1830-ish. That's where I see price heading next if the bulls stay in the market. As we can see, nice uptrend. We caught all these buys going up. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm just waiting for price to retrace a little bit and looking for a buy entry. That's what I'm looking at for now on gold. But I'm not entering it right now. I'm waiting for it to retrace some. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for that to retrace some. Yeah, so US30 is trying to reattempt to drop back down. So we're just gonna let that do its thing for now. And we're gonna look at some other pairs. But again, this middle of the week is Wednesday, and a lot of pairs are either in finishing moves from last night or from the yesterday's trades. And so we're either waiting for them to come to our key levels or just waiting for them. Yeah, that's literally what we're doing. We're just waiting for a lot of these pairs to come to their key levels. So we're just going to leave that alone. GA, we're going to see how it reacts to this level. Might call a re-entry for this. because hopefully people did close, because we had multiple chances for price to, we hit like TP4 yesterday. So you see every time it hit this level is retraced down. Like you see this level of price right here. Every time price hit this level, reject it down, reject it down, reject it down, reject it down. So just looking to the left. If you didn't close the first time it did this, the second time I hope you did close, because it literally price just repeated itself 5 times in a row right here. But looking at GA overall, it is bullish. So I'm just going to wait for it to break this level again to see how it reacts to this level, and then possibly look for possible re-entry on this. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it right there. Let's see what your AD is up to. So that's pushing up as well. New Zealand, we're going to leave that alone. I just want to see where it's at currently. So that's still pumping up. Yeah, so GJ is still respecting this level right here. And also notice, I went over this in the Zoom call last night. Like I said, I'm dropping that later on today. But you see it broke this level. As soon as it hit the 4-hour level, it retraced back up and it closed right above this daily level, which is not a coincidence. So we're just patiently waiting on that. AUD CAD still is about to reattempt to break this level. But yeah, we're just patiently waiting because, again, we don't control the markets. We don't control price. So it's very silly to try to be ready to rush into trades without, waiting and following your rules and waiting for the confirmations. So we're just patiently waiting for price, for other charts to do what I want to see them do. And if they don't do what I want to see them do, we're just going to simply stay out of them. So we're only in 2 trades right now. US30 is doing it's looking like it's doing what it did the other day, is struggling to continue to push down. So we're going to see if it can, though. So if it hits stop loss, that means it's about to try to fill this imbalance up. And then the next best sell position will be right here. So we're going to see what it's going to do. And then we're going to go from there. But the other indices are doing the same thing as of now. SPX is still respecting this level right here. Yeah, so we're just going to be waiting. Well, that just pushed up. Yeah, so we're just going to be chilling on that. We're going to still hold to SRTP. We're going to see what that does, though. But we're only in 2 trades right now. We're just waiting for everything else. But yeah, it looks like the indices are retracing back up. Yeah, but everything else I'm going to stay out of, because the ideal sell entries for US30 is farther up here. So we're just going to wait for everything else. We're going to just let these retrace. And then if it hits these levels before, at least like 2 hours before news, we might jump in on them. But if it plays around until news, we're just going to stay out of the indices so after the news. But it is due for a retracement. It did a slight retracement yesterday, but it could still continue to do a retracement until New York or going into New York. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. So we're just going to watch the charts and see what they do. But everything else, we're just chilling out of and just watching the charts. I feel like I was looking at another pair. Let me see something. I feel like I was looking at something else. Yeah, this one started a little too early for me. It's the New Zealand pair. The New Zealand pairs are just dropping. Yeah, so we could have entered New Zealand CAD as well, but it's all good. But New Zealand pairs seem to be dropping as of now.